Now, this week's Tech 24, Africa's tech sector just keeps on growing despite an overall worldwide decline in venture capital investment. The biggest tech show on the continent took place this week in Cape Town, and South Africa is positioning itself as a champion of African tech despite its own problems with electricity and broadcasting. Peter O'Brien was there on a press visit.
Africa Tech Festival 2023 here in Cape Town has come to a close. 13,000 visitors came through the doors to try and profit from the, relatively speaking, boom town that is the African tech sector. It's a sector that analysts expect will continue to grow this year. That's bucking a global trend which has seen venture capital investment really suffer. That's why we've had delegations from all over the world come here to try and make deals during this Africa's largest tech trade show.
We're the most digital country in the world, so 99% of our services are online, and so we're trying to share the experiences, the mistakes that we've made, but also, which way to go. But we're also coming here to learn, because Africa is the future. I mean, this is where the innovation is really growing, and we're sharing our experiences and also learning from what's happening here.
And while communications and technology deal-making is looking rosy across the continent, here in South Africa, you've got two communications crises going on. One is load shedding. Of course, that's affecting every sector, not just the tech and communications sector. That's these rolling blackouts as a result of energy shortages. And you've also got the public service broadcaster, SABC, heavily indebted, basically bankrupt according to the government, and not able to finance its debts. We asked the Director General of the South African Ministry for Communications and Technology what this meant for public broadcasting as a whole in South Africa.
In terms of the SABC, we're also working with them in as far as then working with the National Treasury for an application for additional funding. But in the meantime, I think it's also important that they would actually assess in terms of their own business processes to see where then which are their vital, critical services and where then perhaps they can do some from cuts. It all talks about management. I think management of the corporation and what we have seen and observed and what has been announced in Parliament is something that we are now reviewing. And as such, the department took the initiative to basically assess it, and we have instituted a forensic investigation.
The main takeaway then from Africa Tech Festival 2023 is connectivity. That's why there's so much more investment still going on the continent. It's because it's a population which is booming, and opportunities in 4G, 5G, satellites and subsea internet cables continue to expand as that percentage of Africans connected goes up from 40%. That's also why one of the biggest exhibitors here was Huawei, the Chinese telco giant that's been kicked out of the US and of Europe over cyber espionage fears, but it's still very much a big player in Africa.